My channel Start Python with Ravi Shankar. So today means in the this tutorial or this playlist I'm going to teach you the Pytest. So what is Pytest, why we use Pytest, and why do we need the Pytest? So the current days Pytest is very useful testing framework. So before starting it, I want to explain about the what is Pytest. So generally Pytest is a testing framework based on Python. So mainly it is used to write the API test cases. When suppose if you have any application and you want to test it using the testing framework, then you can prefer the Pytest over there. So the generally the current days of Pytest is a based and testing framework is available. So where we can use a Python to write and execute the test codes. So in this present days of the REST service, like a Pytest is mainly used for API testing. Even you can use a Pytest to write the simple and complex cases and tests you can write there. So now before like before jumping into the Pytest, there are few advantages of that. I want to tell you about that. So the advantage is must before using any technology. Okay. So first advantage is that we can run the parallel test cases. Okay. Now how parallel we can say that parallel, it means suppose if you have a multiple functions or the and you want or multiple APIs, you want to test them. So now if you run those, so they will run or execute or they will test one by one. So here using the Pytest we can run those parallelly, where it can reduce the execution time and it will give a best result. So second thing is that like a Pytest has its own way to detect the test file and test the functionality that is automatically. So it will check the automatically functionality of the application, I mean so that function or the API. So it allows you to skip the sub test or a subset of the test cases. Means suppose if you have a one a class, inside that you have written the many test cases, but you want to skip some of or you want to skip some of test functions, then you can skip those instead of testing those, means running those, we are wasting the time. Okay. So now it is a free and open source, because we can say that it is based on Python, then obviously it is open source. We can just create it and we can change the code as well, as that is open source. So because of this simple that syntax, that is Python syntax, it is very easy. So I would like to start this today. So how we can do that? So before starting this, so this is a library, so we need to install it first inside our project. Okay, how we can do that? So before that, I want to open the terminal of this PyCharm. Okay, so now currently I'm using YouTube directory here. So means I have created a YouTube directory. So let's create the virtual environment. I guess you all have the an idea of the virtual environment tool, which is available in Python. So it will give you the good workspace to work on particular project with that particular library requirements. So how we can create it? So I'm going to use Python 3, then -m, then venv, and I'm going to use virtual environment, that is env. If you don't have any idea about the virtual environment, I recommend you that you can just follow the Django REST framework playlist. Inside that, video number 2 is virtual environment. Okay, so you can refer if you want to if you want to learn more about it. So I'll just say enter. So now it will create the one folder, so you can see env is there. Let's activate it without doing anything for that now. So just I'll start the source, that is source starts from my env. it goes inside the bin. Then there is one activate file is available. It will activate your virtual environment with the Python 3. Okay, so now let's first we as I said that it is a library. Okay, so library means we need to install it inside it. So how we can do that? So we have a pip, that is Python installer or packager, that is it will install the package and it will navigate your that library to your Python script. So whenever you will run that, it will automatically understand that this library is available, and Python path will not throw an error the library is available or not available. Okay, so here I want to install it. So library virtual environment has been activated now, so I'll just use pip install. So now I'm using as of now the current like a latest one, Pytest. So you know that if you don't declare any version here, so then it will going to use the latest Pytest. Okay, so I'm also doing the latest installation of the Pytest. So here you can see install the many of with the Pytest, because those are the dependencies libraries or the packages are available for the Pytest. So it will install inbuilt with that Pytest. Okay, so now let's do with that. So before starting it, we need a Python file. So running Pytest without mentioning file name, so will run all files. Means suppose if you have a one file and you just want to run that, then you need to add a like a prefix for that. So means it is a testing framework, so you need to add a underscore test as a file name, then underscore test whatever file test, then underscore file name you can use. But the underscore test, it should be at the beginning, underscore test. It should, then you can give your function your name, whatever file name is there or whatever you want to give. So if you are not going to add the prefix at the first as a test, then you should add it at last, at least file underscore test. Okay, then underscore dot py. So these two this is a compulsory that you need to write use the prefix before any file. Okay, so now how we can create the file here? So just I'll just click on YouTube and I'll just click on file. I'll just take a new and I'm going to take a Python file. So this is a Python file. So suppose if I take a unit test, so I'm not going to use a unit test, we have a Pytest. Okay, so I'll just say that file test. So I'm using at the end underscore. Okay, underscore file name I'm going to use test cases dot py. So I'm using test underscore cases dot py. So now file has been created. Okay, so now the second thing is Pytest requires the test functions with the starts with the test. Means suppose if you are writing the test cases, then the function that which you are going to use for the particular testing, then the function name should start with the test. Okay, and function names which are not a formal test are not considered as a test function, because as I told you that prefix should be present thus in the same file. If you are rewriting the test functions, then it should be present with the test. Okay, we cannot explicitly make a Pytest consider any function not starting with the test as a test function. We need to declare it explicitly. Okay, so let's start the creating the test functions for a demo. Okay, how we can do that? So here we like now we will start with our first Pytest program. So we are going to write the Pytest program here. So we will first create, we will just we will create the first directory. We have created the YouTube directory, then we are going to use the file name, that is test underscore cases.py. So here I want to do something related to math. So I'll import math library from Python inbuilt. So here I want to declare the test functions. So now, as of now, we don't have any API or any function, so we am just going to write the test functions for testing the test cases. Okay, so I'll just we I said that the test is compulsory before function creation of the test functionality. So I'll just sqrt square root, that is okay. So this function is not going to take any parameter, so I'm saying this is a number which is 25. So here we need to use assert. Assert is a keyword that will uh, that will be present inside your test function. It will check the desired output is we are getting or not from our created function. Means this test square root will check to your function, it will call to your function, then it will check that it is giving the accurate, means it is kind of the comparison, we can say that assert keyword, it will check the value is exactly same or not. Then if it is same, then it will pass the test case, or otherwise it will give you the fail. So now here I want to use math dot square root. So I'll use math dot square root of, I want to square root of number, so that is number is 25. So I'll just say equal 5. So now if you look into this function, the number 25, the square root of 25 is obviously 5. Means this test case right, test case is right, because this is very easy and a two line of function that we can easily understand. Yeah, this test case will get passed. So let's create a one more test case, simple test case. So let's define one more. It should be start with test underscore. I'll use a square. Okay, now it is also not taking any parameters. Same, it will take one variable that is containing the 7. Now I'll take assert keyword to check whether output is reside or not. 7 into 7, it is equal 40. Now 7 into 7, it is not 40. This test case should return the it should return the fail. Okay, so let's check how we can do. Once you done with this file, just save. Okay, so here we can see you can just run individually as well as a run test case. So just let's go with the proper way from the terminal. I'll just hit ls. So we have test case, that is. So now we are in YouTube, and in YouTube there is only one test case file is available. We can directly run with that using Pytest. Let's try to hit this. Yes, see here. This is just basic idea, I'm just giving you basic idea. We will take a more. Okay, so now I just used a Pytest. Here you can see. So now platform drawing, that is Python 3 point, and the Pytest we are using 7.1.2, that is plugin is also 1.0. So test cases are checking that root directory it is taking from YouTube. So collected two test cases from the test cases file. Okay, so one is test cases.py file, inside that is def test square. So the number is 7. So it is saying that failures, it is giving you the failures. Okay, so failure 1 is there because 7 into 7 is equals, it is not equals to 40. So it gives it has give you like a the error, that is assertion error. What is assertion error? Means you use the assert keyword to check whether it is equal or not. Okay, so that's why it is saying that it is not equal. So the class of that error is assertion error. So, and also you can see the short test summary info is that you are the failed test cases, that is test square, which is assert 7 into 7 is equal saying the 40. So we have written two test cases, one is correct and second is the wrong. Okay, intentionally we have written the wrong to test the test cases how this works. So here you can see one is failed, one is passed, right? So now next is that suppose if you want to check in a detail with that, how we can do that. So here we can increase the verbosity of this using -v, so it will give a details. Okay, so the result is more explanatory about the test that failed and the test case that is passed. Generally we see in any competitive entrance exam where we give a coding test and all. So let's run. Yes, now you can see here. So one test case dot py test square root, that is one is passed, you can see in the green, that is 50%, and the test cases dot py test square, it is failed, that is 100%. Okay, so here one is passed and one is failed, you can see. So let's correct that second one is also. So now 7 into 7, that is 49. I'll just save, I'll just take it, I'll just hit yes. Now you can see the python 3 and test cache is available, cache directory it will create. Instead of running the test case again, it will keep in cache directory and it will take, if you have not done any changes of in the previous test cases. The root directory you can see it's the, and it got the two collection of the test cases. So one is that is test square root, that is passed in 50%, and the second test square that is passed in 100% now. Okay, so now here two test cases has been passed in 0.00 seconds, you can see time as well. Okay, so this is a way that we can test the functionality of that. So here I just created directly the test case file. So in the next video what we will do, we will create one python file, inside that we will be going to write normal python functions, whether and later on we are going to write the test cases for those functions, and we will pass a multiple inputs to the function, and we will check the functionality of the function is properly running or not. Okay, so I recommend you that if you are a developer and if you are developing something, so you should know you should be good in this Pytest, because generally in big companies, MNCs or any company, so they mostly look for who is good writing the automatic test cases, because now automation days are going on. So I suggest you please do practice, as well as watch means while watching this video, pause the video, try to do it in your system, and try to compare the output with my output, whatever you have you seen in this video, or just pause and compare this. Okay, so I hope that it will the best video for you. And I started this tutorial because I have seen many videos are not available with the Pytest. So if you are enjoying, if you want to learn this, because this is necessary framework, it should be you should be with this. So that's why I created this channel. If you want to continue, then you can wait for the another video. I'll come with the good examples and all. So all time we are not going to write the code here, so the normal python file will be already there. I'll just explain those. Okay, and then we will see. Okay, so thank you so much guys. If you have any doubt, and this is my first video, just uh, just keep understanding, and if you have doubt, you can just comment down, and I'll revert you in detail. Or also you can reach out to my email address. I'll mention if the issue is big or you want any help in your project or any personal project, then surely we can connect. So I'll drop my email address if you require that. Okay, so thank you so much guys and thank you so much for your support. Keep learning and keep supporting to someone who is working hard. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye.